And the heat of Austin, that has not changed as the temperature gets turned up for these two teams. UCF facing elimination for a second time, first time that Michigan has experienced this. As we take a look at the Capital One starting lineups for UCF, they will be the visiting team. Aubrey Evans at the top, Sierra Humphreys, a couple of little tweaks. Kendall Yarnell, who's been so good as a pinch hitter, is the starting lineup. And you get to say a little bit more about Coco Jaimes.
Well, you're seeing production top to bottom, and Coco.
Ninth consecutive start in the circle for Durkowski. There's a strike, it's 1-1.
She got the start against this UCF team in yesterday's ball game. Was so efficient in the clip in which she was throwing strikes, nearly 80% strikes in her start against UCF.
Soft liner scooped up by Maddie Erickson at third over to first degrees.
Toasting.
I think the official air temperature is 95 degrees at a 5:35 Central Time first pitch with the wind still blowing out to left.
Okay, so it drops down a little bit when it's out there in the shade.
Not a lot, though. Ooh, nice snag by Erickson. A couple of plays for her to start the game. 2 down as Humphreys is retired.
You'd imagine UCF's going to try to be aggressive with how often Durkowski was pumping in first pitch strikes. This one's up in the zone, so she gets a bit of topspin on it. But how about Maddie Erickson with the hops to snag that one in the air? And
she sends this to left. Remember, the wind is blowing out to left, carrying to the track, and reaching up as Sealer to make the catch. So good play by Sealer. We saw a good play by Erickson, and Michigan coming to the plate quickly here in the first. And 2 the count to Langford. Team's leading hitter at 405. No homers, 4 runs batted in. 0 for 4 in the tournament with a couple of walks and a couple of runs scored. Two and 2 to Langford. .86 innings of work. That's gloved by Humphreys, and Conway is retired quickly, went away.
Bit of a defensive swing on that pitch up in the zone. Tried to hold up, and the ball just hit her barrel. Pretty good break there for Lopez after walking the leadoff batter to get one of the top hitters in that Michigan lineup on that fly ball out over.
This was good against UCF yesterday, 2 for 3 with the home run. Her 9th of the season. 1 and 2.
Really sharp break on that curveball. So the velocity's just down a little bit on the curveball, 66 miles per hour on that pitch, but it's got such late break to new right fielder's arm. Lauren Putz tagging over at third base. Izzy Mertez getting a good read on this one, fires it home and gets the double play to end the inning. Wonder here if maybe that's the pitch that she's looking for in this at bat.
Lays down a bunt. Durkowski fields it, throws to first in time. Moving on to second as Griffin, 1 away.
Fundamental softball, textbook fundamental softball by Izzy Mertez. Leadoff runner gets on board, lay down the sacrifice.
Bridge. Michigan had to make at least a bit of a run in that Big Ten tournament to get a bid to the NCAA tournament. Not only did they go on a run, they brought another trophy back to Ann Arbor. Yarnell battling, fights that one off.
Throw, and Erickson has to dive to try to keep it in front of her.
Felt like the reaction by Erickson was surprised that the ball was coming to her on that ground ball.
But I think that's the right play from the shortstop's perspective. From the shortstop's perspective, in the sense that you saw the runner running right in front of you and you had the opportunity to get her out. But to your point, she was probably anticipating that ball was just going to go ahead and get thrown across the diamond over to first base. But with that runner running right in front of you, you know you have a chance to get the lead out, and you have time on that play to get
collegiate home run. She was 3 for 3 against Michigan yesterday. Had an excellent tournament here in Austin. 1-1.
You can see the defense still shifted to play her to slap. The outfielders are playing in, the left and center fielders are pulled towards that left field line a bit, and the infielders, especially the shortstop, playing
back to the edge of the track to put it away to retire the side. But UCF scores 2, and the Knights are on top by 1 here in Austin. As you'd expect, it's going to be busy in the bullpens throughout this elimination game today. Right now, some activity in that UCF bullpen with
Eric, do you go ahead and change things up a little bit, bring in a different look than what they saw the first time through the order, just to add that another element of adjustment that they're going to have to make?
2-2 now the count to Maddie Ramey. Ramey lifts a fly ball to Simon in center. Tagging up is Sealer. Off she goes. Simon shows a good arm. And Sealer.
Another good hitter leverage count, a 2-0 count. And you know that Lopez is going to try to bring a strike in there. She threw a curveball well out of the zone the pitch prior. Goes back to the pitch, a little bit more on the plate. And Fantucci is ready for it. Times it up straight back up the middle to tie up the ball game. Coming in hot off of the bat.
Tons of confidence from the number 9 hitter. Just ran all the way around and scored. So scored 2 runs against the Longhorns. Oh boy, that came up and got her on the helmet or on that face guard.
It's the 2-3 spots in this Michigan order.
Ground ball up the middle, a base hits. Fantucci being waved around. The throw goes to second, trying to get Langford, but she's there safely. And Conway comes up with her 3rd RBI of the regional. On the backstop side of the leg, so it took that split second. Now, again, we're blowing up the image here, and the more we do that, the harder it is to see clearly. And, of course, that's going to be the big question. Do you see enough to overturn this call?
And also, where on the glove made contact with Langford's leg? If it was more towards her wrist, up just a little bit more, then that gives that leg a bit more time to get into home plate. Well, I think she might be safe. I think she's safe there on this, yeah.
Be on this busiest day of the NCAA tournament. So now Indiana Langford may have like a Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones little mark on the chin, right?
Now, Coach said everybody calls her Indy, though.
Couple of run rule wins for the top seed here in the Austin Regional. That's wide from Durkowski. 3-2 now to Humphreys. 20th home run of her career, 4th as a member of the Knights. Her career started at Washington, didn't play first year, then 2 years at Louisiana where she hit a total of 16 home runs. This is hit well to right, drifting over is Stevenson, and she has it to retire the side.
Then you might go ahead and let your second baseman take charge.
Base hit up the middle from Bellamont. 0-2.
Haven't seen a ton of off speeds from Caitlin Felton in this game, but now she's thrown back-to-back changeups to start off Erickson in this at-bat. A drastic change in speed from the 68-mile-per-hour pitch you're used to seeing from her. She drops that one down in the 58 range.
Ramey flied out to center in the second. Went 2 2/3 against Michigan in the against UCF in the Michigan victory yesterday with 4 hits, didn't give up a run. Wasn't charged with a run. Couple of walks through 43 pitches. Fly ball hit to the right fielder Stevenson. One down.
Got Coco Jaimez stepping up to the plate.
2-run single, her first time up. Strike one. Jaimez against Michigan in this tournament is 4 for 4. 5 for 6 overall. 0-2.
Gets on Fantucci, and she's not able to keep it in front of her. So that error is going to extend this inning.
Second error of the game for Michigan. Fourth of the Austin Regional. Keeps things going for Simon, who takes ball one. Simon flied out to center her first time.
I think you have to flip the mindset. I think you have to be the person that's like, hey, I want to continue to have these ground balls come my way. I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm going to either charge it to get it on the short hop or take a few steps back to get it a little bit more on that long hop to try to get their team out of the inning. Because as soon as you start thinking that you don't want the ball to come in your direction, it's going to immediately find you. The game just knows those things.
Back-to-back errors for the shortstop for Michigan. Bases loaded, top of the order. Here's Aubrey Evans at the plate. And Hain ready to bring the payoff pitch. Hit to foul ground in left field, long run, and a sliding play by Sealer, but she can't come up with it.
These outfielders are playing Aubrey Evans pretty deep, so Sealer had to run a long way into foul territory.
Double for Sierra Humphreys, and UCF is on top 7-4.
How about that for Sierra Humphreys in her 9th double on the season? This is a changeup. We had just mentioned she hadn't been throwing a ton of those, but
4 runs scored by UCF last inning, unearned. They had just one hit, the 2 errors for the Wolverines. You hear what's playing in the stadium. Now that's walk-up music right there, okay? The Indiana Jones theme for Indiana Langford, who's got the scar on her chin to prove it right now.
See, now I'm envisioning like the boulder running.
That's the original, yes. Yep, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Do you want to go through the full filmography?
Well, I know you can.
Indy Langford hit by a pitch, got a cut on the chin to prove it. Her last time up for UCF, and Caitlin Cochran also getting loose for the Knights. They're just going to rotate pitchers through there just to keep everybody hot. 3-0. And you have a decision if you're Cindy Ball Malone. Do you stick?
It's one of Isa Vega's go-to pitches. She wants to try to get you to chase at those pitches out of the zone, but Stevenson had the game plan that even if it was a little bit outside of the strike zone, she was still going to take a hack at it, and she did and sent it out of the yard.
So the freshman gets loose, first team all-conference in the Big 12.
Both of them missing, low and out of the zone. You'd imagine she's going to try to come back with that rise ball to see if she can get Stevenson to chase at something. But it's also one of those times where you can't miss too far out of the zone because you don't want to get to a 3-2 count.
Well out of the zone, and it's 3-2. You
can see Beth Damon back behind the dish, too, trying to just settle Isa Vega down in this high-pressure moment in the ball game. Indiana Langford over at third base, Janisa Conway at second base, and Lauren Putz over at first.
Bird stepping on the bag for one. Across the diamond, it's a double play. A run scores for Michigan, but a huge ground ball to get two. We're tied at 7.
And especially for a pitcher like Vega, who a lot of her outs come via fly ball out, but to be able to get that ground ball out right over to Humphreys to turn the double play, all of a sudden now you have an opportunity.
Out to right field, they'll get down for a base hit. Sealer delivers, Stevenson scores, Michigan in front. Clutch 2-out hitting continues for the Wolverines.
And with the way that Vega wasn't able to execute that changeup, you can just guess that she's going to go back to this rise ball, and you can almost expand your zone as a batter too, knowing that you have the exact pitch that you want to hunt. This one probably would have been called for ball 4, but instead Sealer goes right after it, gets barrel on top of it enough for a 2-out base hit to right field.
Was flying out of the park. Katie Stewart with a couple of home runs. Jolie Mitchell with a grand slam. Reese Atwood added to the party as Texas had a run rule win over Michigan, Maddie.
It seems to have cooled down a bit, even with the sunshine up in the clouds.
Yeah, overcast has moved in. This is in the hands. This is going to drop in. It's going to be just foul, though. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Yeah, layer of clouds moved in the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Very close to dropping into fair territory, maybe about 6 inches away from dropping in. There's that cloud cover.
Yeah, let's help drop the temp a bit here, too, in Austin.
A 4-for-4 day with 2 runs scored, and she just tops it off with that home run out to right field in this ball game. And I'm sure UCF could use another one of those long balls from Kotzelnick. Looking at her numbers from 2 games today, 5 for 7. My math's not great, but I would say that's a pretty good day.
For you being this deep into your third game, 10-8 UCF after 5.5 in Austin. Lays off, throw back to try to get Conway at first. She's back safely.
Quick snap throw.
Obviously, the ball hitting the hand and being caught. Our crew still getting it done 3 games in here on Elimination Saturday. Popped up right side of the infield. Jaimez calls for it. So Vega battling back, gave up the single to Conway, walked, puts, but now back-to-back pop-ups.
Either way, she's still pumping in consistent velocity.
What is the actual total? You know you have a crew that you have a lot of fun with when they can put a number like that in front of you and you'll run with it.
Coming up to the plate, her last at bat, it was an 0-2 pitch that she hit off of the wall, straight down that left field line with the bases loaded. I'd imagine we see some of those changeups from Durkowski in this at bat, just knowing that Simon hit that one really hard in her last AB.
Long conversation, broken up by the plate umpire. Chad Spittler, and we're ready for Durkowski to settle things down for the Knights. 1-1. Vega sent out to center field, playable for Simon, and UCF wins twice on Elimination Saturday, and they will take on Texas tomorrow.
What a battle in this ball game, back and forth with the offenses. We saw 3 different pitchers used in the circle for UCF, but it's the freshman stepping up big. She was able to get 3 consecutive fly ball outs to the infield to end what looked like was going to be a scoring threat.
Practice and we see them grind, and so just putting our faith in our pitchers and making sure that we get the outs when we can is just awesome.
We were going to let you go just after 2 answers, Madison, but I saw your teammates coming over, so we want to see. You handled that clutch hit. How can you handle your teammates doing this to you right now is the big question. Is that dinner in your hands, by the way? You must be starving.
Yeah, it's a hamburger for sure.
It's a hamburger.